How's it going, Ayo? In this video, we're going to talk about Beyonce shading Lizzo, Sinead O'Connor's dark warning to Miley Cyrus, and a Japanese man that transformed himself into a dog. So, since the harassment lawsuit was filed against Lizzo, the internet has completely turned on its head. No one is really sure of anything anymore because the news is just that crazy. Even Beyonce seems to have reacted to the accusations made against her. On Tuesday night, she took to the stage at the Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts, which was a latest stop on her Renaissance tour. While performing Break My Soul, fans noticed that she left out Lizzo's name. In the original version of the song, the lyrics go Rosetta Tharpe, Santa Gold, Bessie Smith, Nina Simone, Betty Davis, Solange Knowles, Badu, Lizzo, Kelly Rolls. But instead of saying Lizzo's name this time, she replaced the lyrics with Badu Badu Badu. And fans interpreted this moment in two ways. Some saw it as Beyonce avoiding a reference to Lizzo with the lawsuit controversy going on, while others pointed out that she also took off Kelly Rowland's name from the song. So most likely it wasn't down to the events of the last few days. But if she really is giving her the cold shoulder, then that would be a little crazy considering that Lizzo has long declared her adoration for Beyonce, like when she honored her during her own acceptance speech at the 2023 Grammy Awards. Although it is possible that the tide is turning now for good. People were shocked when the news broke that she was being accused of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment by 3 of her former dancers. In the lawsuit, one dancer accused her of calling out her weight gain and firing her for recording a meeting. Lizzo is also said to have falsely accused the dancers of drinking on the job and pressured them to touch a nude performer in Amsterdam. The trip to the strip club happened after a performance in the city earlier this year. At the club, Lizzo allegedly began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers, and then she pressured one of the dancers, Ariana Davis, to touch the breasts of one of the nude women. Apparently, she declined, and then Lizzo led a chant encouraging her to do it. When she declined 3 more times, the chant grew louder and more strident, and Lizzo demanded that she touch her, even though she was clearly uncomfortable. Afterwards, she allegedly pressured a member of the security staff to get on stage and started yelling at them to take off their clothes. According to the lawsuit, the plaintiffs were aghast at how little regard Lizzo showed for the bodily autonomy of her employees and those around her, especially in the presence of many people whom she employed. The dancer's various other claims ranged from religious and racial harassment to false imprisonment and interference with prospective economic advantage. Ariana Davis specifically accused Lizzo calling attention to her weight after a performance at South by Southwest Music Festival. Apparently, she told her that she seemed less committed to her role after she gained some weight, which is a comment that she took as thinly veiled concern about her body. At one point, Lizzo told the group that they would have to audition again in what was described as an excruciating 12-hour rehearsal, and if she wasn't satisfied with the performance, the dancers would be fired on the spot and sent home. During the rehearsal, Ariana claimed that she was so fearful that she would lose her job if she even went to the bathroom that she apparently soiled her pants. She was then given a see-through outfit with no undergarments to finish the performance. While that sounds horrible, these allegations only started to snowball from this point on. Oscar-winning filmmaker Sophia Nali Allison made a post on social media saying that she quit her role as the director of a Lizzo documentary in 2019 after only 2 weeks because she said she was treated with such disrespect by her. She wrote, "I usually do not comment on anything pop culture related, but in 2019 I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant and unkind she is. I was not protected and was thrown into a bad situation with little support. My spirit said to run as fast as you effing can, and so I'm so grateful that I trusted my gut. I felt gaslit and was deeply hurt, but I've healed." She went on to say that reading the reports made her realize how dangerous of a situation it really was, and that Lizzo completely misused her power, which is something that happens far too often. Allison ended the post by saying that she supports the dancers who brought the original lawsuit against her. So things are really stacking up right now, which just puts all the more pressure on Lizzo to start responding to some of these claims. Of course, a lot of her fans still feel very protective over her and hope for the best in all of this, but we just won't know anything until she actually speaks on it. Now, have you heard Sinead O'Connor's dark warning? As we know, the Irish singer and activist passed away at the age of 56. While the cause of death has not been made public yet, her family announced the news with great sadness and said that they were devastated. Sinead was best known for her single Nothing Compares to You, which was released in 1990, and that ended up reaching #1 and brought her worldwide fame. But she was also known for her outspoken views on politics, women's rights, and the music industry in general. In the days since her untimely death on Wednesday, July 26, many stories from her past have have now resurfaced, but one of the most interesting ones was her 2013 letter to Miley Cyrus, which she published on her website. After the release of the viral music video for Wrecking Ball, the then 20-year-old Miley spoke to Rolling Stone and said that she'd been inspired by Sinead's song Nothing Compares to You, and in response, Sinead wrote a lengthy letter, which was said to be in the spirit of motherliness with love. She essentially told Miley that it wasn't cool to be naked and licking sledgehammers in her videos, and that she was in fact being pimped by the music industry. She wrote, "Nothing but harm will come in the long run from allowing yourself to be exploited, and it is absolutely not in any way an empowerment of yourself or any other young women. For you to send across the message that you are to be valued, even by you, more for your sexual appeal than your obvious talent." She explained that while she is happy to hear that she's a role model for Miley, she wants her to pay close attention to what she has to say. She wrote, "The music business doesn't care about you or any of us. They will be sunning themselves on their yachts in Antigua, which they bought by selling your body, and you will find yourself very alone." Sinead suggested that Miley doesn't even care about herself, which is why she put out a video like that. Though she doesn't actually blame her for anything, she said she simply wanted to protect her because it's a dangerous world. So that was the biggest part of her letter. She essentially tells her that she is worth more than her body or her sexual appeal. Quote, "Real empowerment of yourself as a woman would be to in future refuse to exploit your body or your sexuality in order for men to make money from you. I needn't even ask the question. I've been in the business long enough to know that men are making more money than you from you getting naked. It's really not cool at all, and it's sending dangerous signals to other young women." So that in itself sounds pretty harsh, which is why a lot of Miley's fans felt that she was trying to shame her for the way that the music industry works and things beyond her control. This is because Sinead seemed very worried about Miley sexualizing herself above all else. She even brought up her days on Hannah Montana and said that getting naked is not the way to shed that image. But Miley's response to the letter was criticized as well. She chose to take a dig at Sinead's mental health and compared her to Amanda Bynes. So it's no surprise that the internet reacted furiously. Her response was slammed as a low blow and disgusting, and many pointed out Miley's own struggles with mental health, which she's been pretty open with in the past. Whether or not you agree with Sinead's letter, it's difficult to play down the impact of the Wrecking Ball music video. It shows a naked Miley straddling a wrecking ball and licking a sledgehammer, so it's no surprise that it sent country music fans everywhere into a rage. But the irony is that only a few years later, Miley revealed that she actually did regret making the video. She went on Long Island's Cooper Lawrence morning show and said, "It's kinda crazy that I'll always be known for licking a sledgehammer." She made it clear that the music video and the song is something that she would rather put behind her, and when it comes to performing it, she said, "I'll do it, but I don't love it." Miley said, "That's something that you can't take away. Swinging around naked on a wrecking ball lives forever, and once you do that in the mass that I did, it's forever. I'm never living that down. I'll always be the naked girl on a wrecking ball. I should have thought about how long that was going to have to follow me around." And despite her own feelings about it, with almost 900 million views on YouTube, it doesn't look like that music video will be forgotten anytime soon. Now, have you heard about the Japanese man who transformed himself into a dog? Yes, that really happened. So this man, who only goes by the name of Taco, has apparently undergone a complete metamorphosis and taken on the appearance and behavior of a human dog. He spent 2 million yen, so around $20,000, on the transformation operation to become a dog. His hyper-realistic dog costume was produced in 40 days by the Japanese company called Zeppet, which creates costumes for TV commercials and films. They make things like miniatures, body costumes, and 3D models. Taco has a YouTube channel with around 30,000 subscribers, where he's posted videos of him playing on all fours in his garden and attempting to do tricks. Now, after months of preparation and self-discovery, he recently had his first public walk and ventured into the outer world to meet other people and other animals. He said that he was very nervous and a little scared, but that he's been wearing a leash because people are surprised when they see him. In one of his latest videos, he's shown being taken for a stroll on a leash. He does things like sniffing at other dogs in a park and rolling around on the floor. His antics seem to be well received by passerbys and other dogs in the video, but judging from their reactions, you can tell that they know he is not a real dog. As for the everyday activities, Taco says that he enjoys doing things that only dogs do. Apparently, he wears sandals to protect his feet when he's outdoors, and it also prevents the bottom of the costume from getting dirty, considering that he spent so much money on it. Despite his cult following on YouTube though, Taco is not ready to remove his mask. He's chosen to keep his identity a secret, and it seems as though it's going to stay that way. He spoke to Daily Mail last year about why he wanted to keep it all a secret. He claimed that he doesn't want his hobbies to be known, especially by the people that he works with. He said they find it strange that he wants to be a dog, which is why he can't show his true face, and he rarely tells his friends because he's afraid that they will think he's weird. Late last year, Taco said that he still hasn't built up enough confidence to tell some of his closest friends about his hobby, though just from the ones he has told, he said that they seem very surprised to learn that he has become an animal. In some ways, his hesitation makes a lot of sense, considering that he says he's had to deal with a lot of online bullying, even though people don't know his actual identity. Under his videos, he gets comments saying that the whole thing seems like some kind of fetish. One person wrote, "Men will literally spend $20,000 to transform into a border collie instead of going to therapy." In response to those comments, Taco wrote, "I'm just sad that people can think of that. I love animals and enjoy play acting like a collie. This is my hobby, so I will carry on. It makes me happy and other people happy too." When he spoke about his fascination with dogs in an interview, he said, "Ever since I was a small child, I wanted to be an animal. I think it's a desire to transform. I've thought about it since I can remember." He said, "Do you remember your dreams from when you were little? You want to be a hero or a wizard. I remember writing in my grade school graduation book that I wanted to be a dog and walk outside." So he's really just living out his childhood dreams, regardless of what people might think of it. In this case, he's clearly put a lot of effort and a lot of money into transforming into a dog. And as bizarre as it is to some people, at the end of the day, it's really just about what makes you happy. Let me know what you guys think about this news story, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.